Yeah, what's going on, guys? It is the 2nd of May, and I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or not, but I thought I'd switch things up and show you guys exactly how to make the absolute best steak you've ever freaking had. There's a lot of ways. There's a lot of different methods. People go, this may even be considered cheating in some form, but if you don't have a sous vide and you haven't tried that son bitch, awesome. Absolutely love doing that. I do it with really damn near everything. That way I can start cooking in the morning. I do a lot of the damn cooking at home. It's just how the coins landed. Not necessarily is my favorite situation to have to do, but you do what you got to do. You got to make sure that you're eating how you want to eat, right? And the best way to do that is do the cooking. So use that a lot. Throw a particular marinade in, let it heat to the temperature that I like it to be, and then I just finish off whatever that dish might be. So when it comes to steak, love throwing it into that marinade. And I ain't going to tell you what marinade it is unless you literally reach out to me directly to find out. I ain't telling you whatsoever because I don't that and I don't want the whole world to buy the stuff up. Freaking love it. So that get it to the temperature I like, and then you can take a look, see how we do that. But I take it straight out to the coals. And I use a hardwood. Most of the time, it's going to be mesquite, but you can use oak or whatever you got in your area. Burn that fire down to no more flame, just hot red coals, and toss it right on it. I like to season it, and it's my seasoning choices are there on the Instagram. But check it out. It might be interesting for you to take a look at. This week we had a few different things going on as far as the market is concerned. Since the last time I put any information up here, we're looking at the PCE, personal consumption expenditures. That would look pretty flat compared to what they're anticipating. There was not a whole lot of movement with respect to that. Personal spending actually was up. Personal income was, it was up, but it was flat from what they're anticipating. And initial jobless claims, actually, those went up. Interestingly enough, when you start finding out the rest of the data this week, continuing claims went up. So people still filing for unemployment. Construction spending had dropped significantly. So not a lot of people adding to the structures out there, if you will. The manufacturing index up a bit, so a little bit more on the manufacturing side of things. Non-farm payrolls though went up significantly. That was a big deal. And then private payrolls also jumped up. Unemployment rate has stayed very flat from where it was, and the average work week actually went up a little bit too. So with the payrolls going up, average work week going up, but at the same time, we still have the same initial claims. That might be some of our government jobs, I'm guessing, because you talk about the private work that went up, which did have its effect on mortgage-backed securities, which did do some things a little bit on the negative. But I'm going to show you something before we get into what's going on in the mortgage-backed securities. So I do a lot of conversations with my team, and we start sharing what's going on in the market. So in our conversation yesterday, they asked, "Hey, where do you think the market's going to end up?" So I did a little bit of a prediction. We'll find out if I'm right. So we have swung out of the channel, peaked out here in these levels that I had actually marked, and I predicted we're going to go down here, and we'll go down again before we touch into this area. I think we might get down into this area before we bounce back up again. I think we're going to take some negative hits here, may even get deeper into the channel, but this is going to be see any positive. That's my thoughts here. So we're look and see what I've got going on as far as we're going to stop that share and let's do another one here so you can see exactly what's happening in the market. Now, there's only one day's movement to look at here, but look what it did. It did exactly as we thought. Hit the top of the channel. I'm going to widen this out. So hit the top of that channel. Our next move, I believe, will be down to this line. And before we get any sort of positive response, that's my thought. But look, we're hitting right on this channel. So this channel that I've drawn seems like it's pretty accurate, and that we're going to swing in and out of it. And this is what I believe will continue to happen. I believe we're going to continue to swing in and out of this thing and work our way back down. We're going to snake down this whole thing and keep working our way down. And that we're going to keep seeing interest rates go up a bit. Another thing you want to do, keep an eye out. With Tuesday night, I was guest host for a podcast. You just recently heard me on that podcast with Melissa Nash, guest host on another one talking with Richard Duncan, very, very, very well-known economist. You want to check this guy out. Now, he and I, opposite ends of thought with respect to the tariff thing. I see where he's coming from. It makes sense what he's saying, but at the same time, I'm a take your medicine, guys, and let's fix it. We've done way too long pushing up way too much credit, expanding the debt of the United States. I can't operate off of a credit line attached to my checkbook and then keep writing checks on the credit line to pay the debt. That just is not good, solid financial wisdom, and it's definitely not a way to run a business. That's how we've been running the United States for so long, because we have so many people in the background. It doesn't affect them. They can keep writing the checks on our backs and make money from us. Well, now it's being remedied. But there's some consequences to remedy this. It's a long time that people have been taking advantage of the system. They're going to push back, and they are pushing back in some ways. Now, the big fear is China. What's going to happen to China? We talked a lot about that. He has his theories. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no freaking clue what's going to happen. I think his theories are fairly sound, but I think also, by the grace of God, it can flip around the other direction, right? So I don't know where you stand. You can talk religion, not religion. I don't think it's religion. I can't call faith in God, faith in Christ a religious thing. I think that's just reality of things, right? We had a creator. We have a system. There's a plan. We've been given commandments as far as, I would say, rules on how to operate within here. And let's think about those rules for a second. When you follow those rules, commandments, life actually is easier. When you're breaking them, look at what happens to you. It's really just a formula how to operate in this sphere. That's the way I see it. But still attend, still do the whole religious thing because it makes sense to me. Well, I appreciate you guys. We're going to close this one out. I'll get back to you on Tuesday. Watch for the podcast. It may not drop this week. It might drop the next, but I'll remind you when it hits.